So I decided to try something different with my hair today, and I'm really not entirely certain how I feel about it. Let me know down in the comment day section what you think of it. Unless you hate it, please, come on guys, be nice. Ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-ba, life unedited. So, internet, I was officially born very, very, very much so an introvert. I would, quite honestly, be pretty much perfectly happy spending my entire life alone, except for my girlfriend, and not really ever interacting with other people except through the means of this webcam electronic-y box type thing, which I just realized I can't really use the word webcam anymore because I use a $700 camera now. Anyway, the point is, I was born an introvert, and up until about 2 years ago, I remained an introvert. And that meant I didn't like people, and I didn't want to interact with them, and I didn't like talking to them when I passed them, and all of these different things. But then, on perhaps the most fateful day of my life, March 29th, 2014, I met my girlfriend Allie, and she is an extreme extrovert. She loves people. She fuels off of being around people, and I just don't understand it. But I started to realize in spending time with her how much joy there was to be found in other people, and even though I didn't naturally find it, I wanted to figure out what exactly it was. And so I started watching and trying to understand how on earth do you even care about people? Well, after about 1.5 years, I feel like I've come up with some nifty little tips. And in fact, it's even kind of a process because it starts really, really easy and then it gets a little bit more difficult until hopefully eventually you actually care about people. And so I, an extreme introvert who spends his life making videos on the internet for probably other introverts to watch alone on the internet, present to you, the introverts on the internet, my 4 easy steps to start caring about other people, or at least kind of liking them a little bit. Step 1, when you pass someone, smile at them. I don't care if you know them. I don't care if you've never seen them before in your life. Just smile at them. Some people might think it's creepy. Some people might think it's unnecessary. I tend to. I have a very face for 95% of my life. But now when I'm just walking around, I try and smile at people, and it started making me want to smile at people, which is the first step to wanting to be around people. And also, if someone's having a bad day, you'll probably make them feel better just by smiling. It's amazing. Number 2, try and remember the little details about people. Now this is once you've actually started talking to some people. Hopefully you do that at least a little bit already. When you do, listen to them. So maybe this guy has a little sister who plays tennis, or his dad just got a new job, or maybe his family has moved a whole bunch of times. Where did they used to live? These are the little things that help you realize that every person you see on a daily basis is actually a person. I know, it's mind-blowing, right? But they totally are. It's not just you and then a whole bunch of mindless robots in the world. Unless it is, in which case, prepare for robot takeover. We will be your overlords. Except, I feel like a slave force of 1 for an entire robot population would not work out all that well. I just got super sidetracked. People are people, and they have personal lives, and if you start to think about them that way, you'll start to care about them more because you would like people to care about your life, probably, I think, at least to an extent. Number 3, this is where it kind of starts to get weird / difficult. Give people to things. Give people to things? No! Not give people to things. Give things to people. One of my favorite shows on television was the show The Mentalist, until at the end of the 6th season when they made Jane and Lisbon end up together as a couple, and that was totally wrong. But one of the things that Jane, the main character, would talk about is that in order to con someone, you have to get them to feel for you, and you actually do that not by giving something to them, but by getting them to give something to you. It naturally builds trust. So I figure if you go and apply that to your own life, if you start giving things to people, you'll start trusting them and caring about them. It at least kind of seems to work for me. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I tend to be a fairly just sure, I'll give you whatever kind of person, and I don't care that much. And it's just A, really freeing, and B, makes me happy to see that I'm making other people happy. And finally, the 4th and, at least for me, final step to caring about people is make excuses for them. I found in my life that it's incredibly easy to come up with an excuse for something I've done that other people didn't like. Oh, I was mean because I didn't sleep a lot last night. Or I was driving really fast and cut you off because I'm gonna be late for work, and I'm sorry, please just forgive me, that's my excuse. If those excuses are valid for you, they're probably valid for all of those other people out there too. In other words, try this little thing called empathy, where you think, I'm gonna cut these people some slack because they probably have blank going on. And it can take some work, believe me, to come up with legitimate excuses, but I found that the harder I work at coming up with the excuse, the more likely I am to say, even if that's not the case, I still should just forgive them and move on. And once again, it's a really nice feeling just to not worry about it and to accept that people are gonna be people and mess up a lot, and you're gonna mess up a lot, and just care about them to make life as unmessed up a lot as possible. I don't know if that sentence made any sense. But those are my 4 steps. I am not always successful at all of them. They take a lot of work, but let me know down in the comment section whether they work for you if you try them, or if you think I'm full of hooey, because that's probably the case. Until next week, deuces.